Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy that you're here today because today I'm going to be filming my June TBRvatar. So we are up to June TBRvatar now. I can't believe how fast this has gone this year, but this month we'll be starting a new round of TBRvatar. My own TBR game is not ready yet, and so I'll do another round of TBRvatar. I finished it in March, so March TBRvatar was the last one. Then in April I had a month off, so I could read whatever I wanted. And then in May, which is now, I decided to play instead Desertathon because they had lots of prompts already. So I just didn't want to double up all too much on readathons and TBR. So I skipped TBRvatar and only did the prompts for the Desertathon, where I also picked only books that I own. However, now it's time to come back to TBRvatar and I'm really excited. There's been two changes that I came up with. One of them is that apart from I will be only picking books that I own for the TBRvatar, I can also pick one of the 12 books that I have been challenged to read this year. There is this 12 in 12 challenge where your friends recommend some books that they think you should read this year, and yeah, I just feel like it's only fair to me that I am able to read those books even if I don't own them. So if I get them from the library, then I can include them in the TBRvatar, but only these 12, and I will put up a video with what these 12 books are. So then you can keep me accountable that yes, these are the 12 books that I talked about and that I was recommended. And the second rule change is that the prompts from the TBRvatar, until now I used only the prompts from Believeathon, but now I also have prompts from Desertathon, so I will combine them all. So I will have prompts from Believeathon and Desertathon, and these Desertathon prompts, they are usually one card, and on that one card there are 4 different prompts based on what color you land on. Since I didn't have any color on my board, but there were colors on the Desertathon board, I added stickers to my TBRvatar board, so then I would know which prompt on the card I got. So you will see the stickers later on when I go to roll the rolls. So to recap how March went, because last time I played in March, I got 2 books in March before I finished the game. One of the books was This Changes Everything by Naomi Klein, and this is a nonfiction. It was March pick for my Green Books for All book club, but I still haven't finished it. I'm this far in, which is like maybe 60 pages, and it will still take me a couple weeks to read because this is very information dense and very information packed. So this one takes me very long to read. However, I already have lots of tabs for 60 pages. So yeah, I will continue reading this one, and so I will count it as a read book. And the second book I was supposed to read was This Woven Kingdom by Tahereh Mafi, and unfortunately I didn't get to this one. I was catching up on my February reads, I just got stuck there. Unfortunately I didn't get to this one. So for these 2 books that I was supposed to read in March, I read, or I'm reading one, I didn't read one, so that's 1 step forward, 1 step back. So I'm not moving at all. So we are starting from point 0. And with that being said, let's just jump into the 4 rolls. And let's go for roll number 1. Okay, here we have our updated board for the new prompts we added. So again, we are using the 8-sided die. We start at point 0, we go 4 rolls. So let's go for roll number 1. And it's 7. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's our first colorful prompt. Yay! So for roll number 1, we got a prompt card. So that we have here. The prompt color we landed on is gray. So if I pick Believeathon prompt, it's just that prompt. If I pick the Desertathon prompt, I will get the gray prompt on it. So I think this is now too packed to pick from here. So I have a bowl into which I will just put them all and pick from there. I can look. This one. It is the Believe It on prompt, but what is it? Whoop. There we go. It is a read a book released in 2021. Read a book released in 2021. That is very exciting, actually. So for this book released in 2021, I think I will go for Finding the Mother Tree by Susan Simard. I actually bought this today. This is going to be the June pick for Green Books for All, because this book is a non-fiction book about forest. The story of a botanist's battle to establish that trees not only talk but cooperate is vital for our times, since Darwin biologists have always maintained that survival is about the selfish gene. Simard's work appends that. Finding the Mother Tree has come at a crucial moment. And yeah, it says uncovering the wisdom and intelligence of the forest. So this sounds really great. I'm really obsessed with forests and trees and all the nature phenomena. And I love the cover. Check the cover. And it is 310 pages long, so that's not too long. So this is going to be the first read of June. I'm really excited to get to this. Okay, let's go for roll number 2. Okay, roll number 2 is a 2. And we've got another prompt. From roll number 2, we got prompt card again. This time if it's the Dissertation prompt, it's orange. Otherwise, doesn't matter. Let's go for prompt number 2. Oh, now we got Dissertation. The color was orange. So let's see what it says. You go first. It says, read a book with fire on the cover. Ooh, that's very tricky, actually. I don't know if I have a book with fire on the cover. Okay, I found a book with fire on the cover that I will try to read in June. I might be setting myself to failure here because it's a freaking long book. But I'm really excited to read it, and it was gifted to me last year, so I feel like I definitely should read it and prioritize it, so here it comes. And it is Fire and Blood by George R.R. Martin. This book is prequel to the Game of Thrones series, the Game of Thrones books. I have so far read only one of them, long time ago, so I haven't read all of them. However, I heard that maybe this is even better to read this one before the rest, so that's what I'm gonna try to do. It has 737 pages, which is a lot. It says 300 years before a Game of Thrones, an even greater game began. One that set the skies alight with dragon flame and saw the seven kingdoms turned to ash. So began the Targaryens' bloody rule with fire and blood, setting brothers against brother, mother against daughter, and dragon against dragon. Chronicled by a learned master of the Citadel, this thrilling and bloody history of Westeros tells the story of where the battle for the Iron Throne began. It sounds really exciting. I love Targaryen family, I love dragons, so I'm excited to read this. So yeah, that's second book of June. So let's go for roll number 3. And we've got another 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is a North Pole. We love a North Pole. So from roll number 3 we got North Pole, which means I have to set up a poll on my social media and see what people choose. So I did that actually yesterday because I filmed the rolling part yesterday. Today I'm filming only what books I will pick. So I put the polls up, I put them on Instagram, Twitter and Discord, and I had a system set up how I would, decide who is the winner, but all of them voted one book as a winner, so there was no need to have a system. But so one book won on all 3 places. But yeah, so the books that I nominated, that I gave people to choose from, was Sign of the Eight by Benjamin Lebert. This is a YA fantasy book. I think I got it on NetGalley last year. I still haven't read it, so I just wanted to put it out there so people can vote. The second book I put was The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. I keep talking about this because we were supposed to read it, I think, in January for my book club with my friends. I still haven't read it, so I really need to, so I'm trying to push it in on my TBRvatar. It still hasn't gotten there, so this was the second book. Third book was A River Enchanted by Rebecca Ross. And the fourth book was Portrait of a Thief by Grace D. Lee. And from these 4 books, one book won on all Instagram, Twitter, and Discord. And it was The Night Circus. So I'm finally putting The Night Circus on my TBRvatar, and I'm so excited to finally read it. So excited. So, here it goes. So let's go for the last roll number 4. And the last roll for this month is A4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tear bending. We go backwards. Last chance book. That is exciting. So from the 4th roll, the last roll, we got last chance book, which means that I'm supposed to read a book that I have and I still haven't read and that I'm thinking of unhauling. And I have a perfect book for this, and it's going to be City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. I found this book and the second book, City of Angels, I think it is, in a secondhand store for, 10 crowns. And I was thinking if I should buy it or get it from library, but it often is like taken out at the library, so no available copies. Yeah, so I decided to buy it. But since then I realized that maybe I will not like this all that much. But now, yeah, here we are. I'm going to try and read it and see for real what I think. What it is I believe YA fantasy series. It is on the back it says Clary Frey is seeing things, vampires in Brooklyn and werewolves in Manhattan. Irresistibly drawn towards a group of sexy demon hunters, Clary encounters the dark side of New York City and the dangers of forbidden love. Sounds like fun. Anyway, so the City of Bones is the 4th book of TBRvatar, and yeah, maybe it looks likely that I will not be able to read all of these books because all of them are quite chunky. So first we've got was Finding the Mother Tree, a book released in 2021. Next we've got Fire on the Cover, Fire and Blood. Then we had a poll on internet and people picked The Night Circus. And then book I'm thinking of unhauling, City of Bones. So this is my stack. It is very chunky. Look at all the books, how chunky they are. But I'm really excited. I'm really excited for these books. They all look very interesting. I'm really excited to read them. I will of course also continue reading This Changes Everything. And then there is going to be one book for G's from Book Roast's book club on Patreon. And I'm not sure quite yet what it's gonna be. So far it seems like it will be the daughter of the Pirate King. So that might be the final book of the month. But yeah, that's it. That's all the books. So here is my TBR for June. And then one on top of it that will be the book club pick. But yeah, this is all the books. Let me know if you've read any of them, what you thought about them, if you read them, or if you'll be joining my book club with Finding the Mother Tree for June. And yeah, that's all. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!